Let's talk about comparing numbers, as in which one is greater, which one is less, which ones are equal, and we'll apply those to numbers less than 1 in decimal. If I were to compare these two, right, what matters the most here is what is in the greatest place. In other words, the tens for each of those. And 51 is clearly greater than 15. Even though the 5 in the ones place is greater for 15, 5 tens is greater than 1 10. We can carry this same idea over to decimals. Let's take these two, for example. There are two ways to do this. One way that I like is to stack them vertically, especially when you have a lot of digits. For example, if I went back to 51 and 15, if I line them up this way, it's easy to see which one is greater. Over here, it's also easy to see that this first number is greater. I have at least 1/10. Here I have none. I've got 99 900ths and 9 thousandths, or 99 thousandths. Oh, sorry, 9 thousandths and 9 ten thousandths, my bad. Here I've got 1/100th, and then some. Alright, so this one is going to be the greater number. I could almost ignore those decimals. Once I've lined them up, now I know that this is my tenths column, my hundredths, my thousandths, my 10 thousandths. And I can almost pretend that they are numbers because I'm talking about the same thing. I'm talking about how many 10 thousandths at this point. 101 10 thousandths versus 99 10 thousandths. Okay, so that first number is greater. The other way that I could do it is compare each place at a time. Here, both have 0. Here, one has 1 and the other has 0, and so that first one again is greater. Okay, what if I have a whole list of numbers? Let's include that first one, but I'll stack them under this second number, because I've got space there. So again, I can write them with the decimals aligned so that I have tenths, hundredths, etc., etc. Here it can help to fill in zeros so that I see all their places, because we don't write 0 when there's nothing after the 99 10 thousandths, but I could add zeros just to help me visualize that here there's a 9, but here there's no 100 thousandths digit. Now again, now that I've lined them up, I could almost ignore that decimal, and you can see that the third number is the greatest, followed by the second, and the first, and then the fourth. So this is the greatest, that's the second greatest, third greatest, and then the least. Right. You can also compare places. Here, they all have 0. Here, 2 have 0, and those will be lesser. 2 have 1. So then let's look at the next place, comparing these two. This one has 1, this one has 0, so this one is the greatest, followed by this one, because these had 1 in the hundredths place, and this also has 1 in the thousandths place, versus 0. Then comparing these two remaining numbers, they both had 0 here, over here. This one has 0 and this one has 9, so this is the third greatest, and this is the least.